Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Still reviewing the refeed process. Today's day 4, post a 30-day water fast. So something I'm finding very important to take note of. It would seem like a no-brainer that if you're doing a water fast, you have to stay hydrated. I would set a limit and make sure you don't drop beyond that, because people go in with the goal, oh, I'm gonna drink a gallon a day, and each day it drops, and you'd be amazed at how that slope has dropped by the end of the fast. And it's really important to keep the numbers up and the volume up. And I think this is definitely attributed to when you're coming out of the fast, your body is still requiring hydration. And I think a lot of the times, from what I'm gathering from research and other YouTube channels, not saying people aren't doing this, but maybe it's just not covered enough. But people just kind of come out, get the pictures, I always say that, and then how soon can they get back to something that they missed eating? And I think an important question to ask is, what is replacing your water? Because if the water fast, it's so important to have this water, because that's what your body is using to function your machine. When you're ending the water fast, what are you replacing the water with? I think it's an important question because from what I'm understanding, from what I found early on in this, right before I went to the refeeding process, is that you want to keep your hydration up because, one, you obviously want to get your body functioning and it needs the water, but also because you haven't been, you've been in that fast mode, there are old bowel movements that are within your system just sitting there, and they need the moisture. They're going to pull the moisture to ideally get things hydrated to push itself out. That's not scientific in any way, but you need the water. And so what I'm trying to say is, when you finish a water fast, what replaces your water? And that's an important question, I think, that needs to be addressed. What happens? What happens to that going from drinking a gallon, half gallon, or whatever water you were a day? What replaces that when you finish? So understanding that, when I came out of this water fast, I knew I didn't want to look at water. Water is a 4-letter word to me right now. Like, I'm just, tired of it. I don't even usually drink it that much when I'm not in a fast. I usually stick to getting water from juicing. I'll juice different, whether it be vegetables, fruits, whatever, and I will drink that, strain that and drink that. That is my water intake. But again, if your level, let's just say, just for argument's sake, you're drinking 32 ounces of water a day. Not saying that that in any way is what you should be drinking during the fast, but just say that is the number that you are working with. 32 ounces of water, okay? So now you start after the fast and you're refeeding yourself, and you slowly start taking in food. So say we've jumped ahead now, you're at, it doesn't even matter, day 5, day 10, and you're eating more foods. What are you doing for that liquid element? Okay, this is why when I went into my refeed, I realized how important it was to make sure that I was going to be having either the high nutrient, high water dense fruits or the juicing. So that's why I have the orange juice, that I'm still drinking that, as well as these high water content fruits. And obviously a step 2 to that, of course, is fiber, coming back to that. But really, what are you doing? When I was kind of looking at these refeeding, and there was very little people that cover it really in detail, and I saw either one side where people were like, oh, they just collapsed, like they were ready to eat. They didn't go in detail what they did wrong, but they may have said they went on one end of things and they had really bad diarrhea, couldn't come out of the bathroom. Or on the other side, things just got so constipated and cramped up, they were just like, And I understand that you can take things to help, whatever you use to flush or whatever it is to help flush through that process. But I like to think that when I'm doing a fast, the body knows exactly what to do. I just have to supply it with what it needs, and it's going to do what it needs to do. And so far, it seems to me, keep up that hydration has been key. I think of other fasts I've done, not a water fast, but I've been the same mindset. I've been trying to introduce foods and just get myself eating again, because I'm thinking, okay, I've got to get the nutrients in. And I do find in past fasts, I will find within maybe a week or two, I'll maybe a little longer, maybe not that quick, but my stomach will start kind of getting a little bloated, and I'm realizing, hold on a sec, I feel like I'm eating faster than I'm going to the bathroom. Something isn't right here, and I'll have to do some kind of major tweak here. With this, because I made sure, I kind of came out of my water fast thinking I didn't keep up my levels as high as I should, so that was already on my mind. Which was why I kind of thought I would do juicing after my water fast, kind of leading into the refeed, because I wanted to make sure my hydration was up. But then, like I said, I knew I wanted to stop at 30 days. I just wanted to get back into regular, daily intake process. So that's why I said, okay, no, we're not going to do the juice after the water fast, but I still wanted to make sure I was keeping my water levels up. So I've been making sure to juice, let me see, about 4 to 6 cups is what I've been consuming, I would say, pretty much average of orange juice. And that, it's pretty much been straight orange juice. Maybe I had an apple in there, or I watered it down with some greens, but I've made sure to have that juice. I haven't lost the fact of that, because I'm understanding that my body still needs the extra hydration, the extra boost to, keep doing what it needs to do to pull me out of this fast. As well, I'm making sure that I'm having fruits that are high water content as well. Like I said, I found that like the apples, and the apples aren't bad, but like the papaya and stuff, was papaya and pear, to be specific, were too sweet. So I've been having cucumbers, and actually now I've even added tomatoes. I'm making sure that what's going into my mouth is really hydrating as well. And I think that has allowed me to have been quite regular. I've been going to the bathroom, when I say nonstop, but as much as I've been eating now, if I've eaten like 2 or about 1 or 2, I'm up to like 2, heading towards 3 meals, I'm going to the bathroom as well. And I've had no issues. Have not had to take any other extra, whatever, a colonic or enema or a senna or whatever. I forget the other one that people say that they're taking, to flush anything out. And yeah, I've had no problems with that, but I've been very mindful of that. And like I said as well, I'm not just keeping it juice related. I'm making sure now I'm adding the greens, because that's a builder as well. And that's helping everything, I think, to strengthen. So I think that's a really important thing to think about when you're coming out of a water fast, is what is going to replace your water. Are you going to keep intaking that much water? Are you going to put juice? Are you going to, what is it? Because I think a lot too, from what I'm hearing or what I'm gathering, sidebar in a second, but we go back to very dry foods, whether it be fried, whether it be crackers, and those are very drying. So I'm almost thinking of this orange juice that I'm drinking as something separate on itself to kind of keep my hydration level up. But then at the same time too, the foods I'm bringing in are also very hydrating. So I'm still trying to keep the double extra dose of hydration, so my body still isn't suddenly going from a water fast, lots of liquid and hydration, to nothing at all. And I think that is a big key to help you become regular after the fast when you're coming out, and just to get things moving along more comfortably. Now, I think there are quite a few, I think, senior OG goats of like the raw food. Doesn't have to just be raw food, but I'm thinking about these guys specifically, 50 or 60, 7-year-old plus. And not everyone comes on YouTube to explain those things in detail. I think a lot of people focus on just the fast and the refeed kind of, it doesn't get too much coverage on it. So I do believe people are doing it right out there. But again, the comments that I've seen when I was trying to get more information on refeed were some of the issues people were running into. And I'm finding that this is a path I've taken, making sure to keep really hydrated, over even more so than I normally would, and things seem to be functioning fine. So I introduced something else. Oh, I was going to do bananas, but again, I mentioned previously that I'm trying to get my calories back up, because I want my body to not think that I'm trying to shortchange it, energy, nutrients, or what have you. So I did introduce a smoothie this morning. It was bananas, pineapple, and orange juice. And because I needed, I think, another boost of about 600-700 calories. Another sidebar, which is very interesting, I thought I was going to be going into intermittent fasting after this, but if I want to stay on the path that I want to for my dietary choice, which is a high raw. Again, I'm by nature, not by nature, but I have been for decades now, plant-based vegan, but I do want to introduce more raw foods. And to get that, I think I need the extra meal, because I thought I would be able to, intermittent fast. I'll just kind of start at 11, and that was more of a teeth thing again. I talked about that in previous video, but I'm thinking I need that early morning meal, because I'm getting to like 5 o'clock and I'm thinking, wow, I've barely scratched the surface. I could do another 1,000 calories. I'm only here. So I introduced it this morning. I've already had the smoothie. I've had a tomato snack. I feel great. Been to the bathroom as well. So keep in mind, definitely think about keeping the hydration level up at least for another week or two. I think ideally we walk around naturally just being underhydrated, which is a lot of our issues. We don't intake enough, and then the foods that we do intake are really pulling on the little reserves that we do have. So when you're coming out of extended fast, and extended fast, and you are refeeding, make sure that you still make water hydration your priority. Again, answer yourself that. You've removed this water that you've been relying on for your water fast. What is going to replace the water? And again, you can research. You don't have to keep doing water. If you're fine with it, go ahead. You've got coconut water, you've got juicing, like I said, find your favorite food that's really high water content and have that. But make sure that you are still getting that in there easily for another week or two. Because like I said, you're bringing in food, that's bringing a drying element that wasn't there before. So that's going to absorb a lot more of the water that you had in your body. Anyway, that is that. I hope that came together as I wanted to. Like I said, every day is learning. At the end of this, I'll summarize it nicely, but that's the new thing I learned today. What is replacing water? Answer that, and I think that will help you out a lot. Thanks for listening. Comment, questions below, subscribe, and we'll talk soon.